In Matthew's book, Jesus said, go into all the land. Take the word, share it, teach it, preach to every man. Just do his will, because he always... Hello, this is Dr. Greg Mays with Your Word Wednesday. This month is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. And so here at the Agape Leaders podcast, we have gone gold. I want us this month to help in whatever way you can in the fight against pediatric cancer. I have a very good friend, Hannah Adams, who is a pediatric cancer survivor. Her sister Haley, another friend of the podcast, has been on 3 times, is a sibling of a pediatric cancer survivor, and that brings with it its own trials and kind of issues, if you will. So I want you thinking about that this month. How can you help? Today I want to open up 3 passages that I find quite a bit of strength in. And could you imagine if you were going through this time where your child has been diagnosed with some form of cancer? So I pray that you can use these passages not just for that, but wherever you find yourself in a difficult time. The first passage I want to open up to us is found in Joshua chapter 1. And most people, including myself, focus on Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. But I want to open up chapter 1, verse 6, 7, and 9. Watch what it says in Joshua chapter 1, verse 6. It says, be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. So God is telling Joshua, be strong and courageous, because I have something for you to do. Watch what he goes on to say in verse 7. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. And here is God telling Joshua, be strong and very courageous and be obedient. Do the things that you saw Moses do and the things that you know you must do. And then watch this. I love verse 9, because remember, he's already said, be strong and courageous twice. Watch what he says down at verse 9. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And this is God teaching Joshua, you can trust me. All you have to do is do what I've called you to do and be strong and courageous. God is saying that to you. If you find yourself in a situation, and again, we've been talking about pediatric cancer, but maybe your situation is a little bit different than that. Maybe your situation is a loss of a job or a career change, or whatever it is. What God is calling you to do is to be strong and courageous in this moment. Allow him to do in and through your life what he wants to do. And he's going to do it as you allow him. You get to always have that choice. So when God says be strong and courageous, you need to be strong and courageous. I'm over in the book of Isaiah. And in Isaiah chapter 40, probably one of the more quotable passages we find. And I want to start down at verse 28, because I just like the tone of this. Isaiah says, do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. Watch this. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. I once preached in a sermon and I said, Einstein couldn't fathom it. As smart as we say Einstein is, he can't fathom God, not in God's fullness. It says he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. And here's the part that most of us know. It says even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. This passage is a reminder to you. Yes, you're going to get tired. Yes, you're going to have some tough times. Yes, you're going to go through it. You're going to get tired and weary. Even young people get tired and weary. This is what we're reading here. But if you put your hope in the Lord, he will renew your strength. Are you going through something? Put your hope in the Lord. Are things getting on top of you? Put your hope in the Lord. Are you tired and are you stumbling? Are you falling? Put your hope in the Lord. This is what Isaiah is teaching us here. And I love this third one, the one that I said I wanted to tell you three of my favorite passages. This is the third one right here. And it says, this is Isaiah 41, verse 10. It says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You know, there's going to be some times in your life where you feel like you're all alone. God is saying you're not alone. I got you. Don't be dismayed. I got you. Don't be afraid. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Could you imagine being in a situation where many of these families are in, where they hear those three words that my friend Hannah talks about? You have cancer. It would be so easy to fall apart. It would be so easy to throw your hands up and say, but this is not what God has called us to do. He has called us to rally. He has called us to trust him. He has called us to help each other. Even as you look in the book of Acts and you see the early church, they gathered together and they helped one another as each person had need. And so this month, we are gathering to help put an end to pediatric cancer. And the truth is, it may never be eradicated. That's not my prayer. That's not my desire. But that could be the case. But watch this. That doesn't mean that we don't continue to push. That doesn't mean that we don't continue to work. That doesn't mean that we don't continue to put our efforts into helping eradicate this. Because God will use our efforts to strengthen others, those youths that are weary and tired and stumbling and falling can look up and see you helping in this time, and they can say, okay, Lord, I'm ready for one more round. You got me? And of course, the Lord's going to always say, I got you. Don't be dismayed. Don't be afraid. I'm with you wherever you go. I pray that this is a blessing for you. And remember, stay strong. So what you waiting for? Someone to feel the pain some more? Cause you ain't share the love, the grace you found within the Father's care. To share the love of God is more than just a simple job. It's Christ speaking the off a Holy Spirit law. Share it.